So living in South Africa comes with some particular challenges, and one of which is being safe. And as I mentioned, our big role is to keep the children safe. And our new site where we moved our children under 6'2" is great. We're doing well there with safety. We could use a few extra things, but for the most part, those children there are well protected. The children on the other site, unfortunately on our support site, are more vulnerable. We have an encroaching informal settlement of 33,000 residents currently, and whilst of course most of them are wonderful human beings, there is a growing element of desperation, which brings with it crime and the risks that is associated with it. So our challenge, of course, in a global situation is energy. I know many of you across the world are struggling with energy and the crisis that brings. And in South Africa, the crisis in energy looks like what we call load shedding, where the state switches off the electrical power for between 10 and 12 hours a day currently. We've had 100 days consecutively almost of load shedding. So in different sections in the day, you'll have maybe 2.5 hours off and then a few hours on, and then 4.5 hours off and then a few hours on. And it really is a problem. And what's the unintended consequence of keeping people informed about when the power will be off is that, of course, all the criminal syndicates also know when your power is off, which means we are very, very, very motivated to get off the grid. We need to find a sustainable, renewable energy source, ideally solar and batteries that we can store the power in, so that when we have no electrical supply, we still have power and security on our gates, our lights, our alarm systems. It is a really big threat to our safety to be in the dark completely, and especially in those hours between midnight and 4 in the morning when the criminals are all active. If they know there's no power, they know when they can hit you, and we can't sustain that for long. I'm feeling like our children and ourselves are very, very vulnerable because of this crisis. So if anybody has links into the solar provision or battery and inverter provision, please can you contact us. We'd be really, really grateful for a solution around that, specifically to keep our security system running. Thank you for that.